Hello. In my previous video, I discussed confidence and wealth. In this video, here is a question. Do you know that confidence could be a very powerful tool when it comes to putting money in your pocket? Obviously, it's not just about money management. What is also involved when one is confident is that you navigate life boldly and you handle business matters boldly. Stay with me on this one. I'm Linda. I'm a lawyer, I'm a former teacher, and currently I am a coach. What I'm going to be sharing with you are moves. I call them moves because I took action. Moves that are supposed to add confidence so that you navigate life boldly and even put money in your pocket or bank account. Here we go. The first very, very important move, particularly is if you are a woman, you are over 40, 50, 60, particularly the over 40s. It's that when you negotiate any money related matter, do not negotiate and be apologetic. Negotiate without apology. However, that will happen if you know your story. So do research, inform yourself, and when you negotiate, negotiate from a position of knowing what you are about. That is important. That doesn't mean that you should not have a give and take attitude. Even that give and take attitude comes from being confident because you know what you want to achieve when you negotiate. The second move is that it is important now that you and I invest with courage. I come from a country where people consume a lot. South Africa is very consumerist. And I'm also aware that particularly the first world countries like the US, your Germany, your UK, your Australia, there is a lot of consumerism. However, what I am suggesting is that time has changed. It is important, particularly if you are a woman, to invest with courage. Assets are very, very important. You can start very small. Instead of women do like fancy clothes, but to moderate your taste and put aside, no matter how small, starting small, investing with courage, and you can end up investing in much more sophisticated approaches, etc. But what I'm suggesting is that, particularly if you are a woman and you are over 40, and at this day and age, it is important that you inform yourself about areas where you can invest and make sure that the money works for you, that dollar is your servant, and that is very, very important. I count myself in here because it took me a very long time to moderate my taste. That it doesn't matter if I don't have a fancy car, as long as a car moves forward, as long as it can reverse and it is sound, that is fine, and not be looking at shiny objects. Instead, as women, we need to learn that money should work for us even when we are fast asleep. That is an investment, and I encourage you. It has helped me quite a lot, by the way. The third move, very important, to say no to financial drains. There are certain things that drain us financially. As I've indicated, it could be requests from family, friends, including ourselves, if we are going to invest in temporary things, things that just disappear, and then we find that our investment or bank balance is depleted. So it is important to invest in things that do not drain us financially. I know, for instance, of people who like to eat out every time. I usually say thanks to COVID, because I also enjoyed preparing meals at home. If I eat out, it is a treat. And obviously, you also deserve that. You owe it to yourself. However, the point I'm making is that it's important to be prudent and say no to things that drain us financially, things that we can do without and still be comfortable. The fourth move, I have been a victim. Stay with me on this one. I've been a victim of not charging my worth. And for me, it was even more complicated than right now, because I had been a lawyer who did a lot of pro bono work. So many people were still coming to me wanting professional assistance free of charge. And there are those who expected that I would just charge a nominal fee. After all, I was also closely associated with Nelson Mandela. I had worked with him. So there were these unreasonable expectations from society or potential clients that I would not charge what I am worth. And I remind you, don't do that to yourself. As long as you know who you are, what your capabilities are, in short, do not devalue yourself. That is what I'm saying. I've experienced that, and I wouldn't like it to happen to you, because as long as you give your best and you know your value, you know what you are offering, charge for that. Those who do not see your value, that is fine, but there are people who will see your value. Do charge your value. Don't devalue yourself. The fifth move that I learned a lot, again, when it comes to this one, it was to look at myself, my experience, and the things I was passionate about. And I discovered, I had even forgotten that I was once a teacher, and a good one at that. So what happened was that I started tapping into my skills. I now have a multiple income stream. That is why I am a coach, because there are certain offerings I am giving to my clients or my students, and I'm adding value to their lives, the transformation, etc. I would have forgotten that I was a teacher, my capabilities, and this has worked quite a lot for me, and I enjoy it. Right now, I even write books. I had forgotten that I love writing, I love reading, and here I am today. I also write books. By the way, do visit my website, because I even learned to design a website. I had never ever made a video 2 years ago. I was very scared of even looking at myself in the camera, let alone making a video. However, as I became confident and curious about self-development, here I am now talking to you. I am sharing this very important move of doing self-reflection, discovering things that you are passionate about, things that you do even if you are not paid for that. However, that is your value. It's value addition. If you are so passionate and committed to something that you would do it even if you are not paid for, that is valuable. You share it with other people, and you do that with confidence because you know what you know. Let us go further, and then I would like to talk about the sixth move. Move away from comfort traps, particularly if you are a woman over 40, 50, 60. It's easy to be comfortable. However, when you become confident about who you are, you do want to venture into something new, into something challenging, into something that adds value to your life, even if you are not paid for it. And that is why I urge you, move away from comfort traps. Because when you move away from comfort traps, you explore, you expand, you grow, you are transformed, you are taken to a higher level. And that is exciting. That is where the sweet spot of life is. So, and when you do that, unbeknown to you, opportunities come and people see something of value because you have ventured into something that is challenging. And when it is challenging, it adds value to other people. And that is business. It brings an income and joy and confidence, for that matter. So, let's go to the seventh move. Very, very important. That is, invest in self-growth. If you do not invest in self-growth by registering for courses, by reading, by consulting other people, you will not grow. This added a lot of value to me when I left my 9-to-5 job. Stay with me on this one, because there came a time when I would wake up in the morning and remember that I don't have to go to the office. And the phones were not ringing. The emails were not coming in. I had left my 9-to-5 job. So the question was, what next? I started from scratch, without a title, without that recognition. But the sheer joy, it was when I started slowly reading, doing research, and spending quiet time in the morning to plan my life. Just sheer joy. I ended up forgetting about the fact that I was missing getting out into the house. I enjoyed working from home. And one thing led to another. It was repetitive. Yes, I designed a morning program. Very important, because I did not want to be sidetracked. I didn't want to be sucked into other things or chores. In the morning, I had a program of getting up, spending quiet time to anchor myself, hydrate, because I then became health conscious and I started getting my body to move. I walked, I did stretches, and I ended up jogging instead of dragging myself out of bed. As time went on, I just loved it. I would be the first person to peep through the window, checking the weather and getting out just to enjoy fresh air. And as I walked, ideas came. I became joyful. I became relaxed. And I started designing my life, and opportunities availed themselves. I do not look back now. I wouldn't even dream of being trapped in an office environment. Not that I didn't enjoy it, yes, but there was a time when I did feel that I was just reaching the ceiling, and there was that feeling of being trapped. So here is a point. Never ever stop learning. If you can, learn something new every day or every week. I did that, and I even learned to celebrate tiny little things like making a horrible video and repeating, erasing. And I did that because I wanted to learn. As I was designing my website, sometimes I would be frustrated way beyond midnight because I can't figure out something. And when I make a breakthrough, I would celebrate and dance. And when I couldn't, I would tell myself that, fine, let me sleep over it. And then I would wake up in the morning and find that, bingo, I figure out what was frustrating me. All I'm saying is that I have found learning to be so confidence building that I would urge you, continue to learn something new, whether it's a skill, whether it is anything that just brings you joy. Don't force yourself. It has to percolate just for it to come naturally so that you enjoy it. Never ever stop learning. This is important, and confidence is buried there. Right. This is the eighth move. Own your money story. Don't tell yourself that I can't make money. It's too late. After all, I can just live on this shoestring budget, etc. No. Own your money story. With confidence, you will start something new. There is never something like it's too late. Start right now. After this video, think about something. Jot down 3 things that you could do to make money, no matter how small it is. If it is to invest, even if it is $5, do that so that that $5 works for you. If it is phoning a person, writing proposals, do that. Phoning people to offer your services free of charge, because that's marketing. Do that. What I did, I wrote an ebook. And by the way, do visit my website, and the ebook is there, Walking with Mandela. It is free. Help yourself to it. That was my first book because I was exercising the demons of being limited when it comes to the money and business attitude. And that book is yours. It's free of charge. So what I know is that I know deep down that life is abundant. There is prosperity. That as long as I am prepared and ready for it deep down without any doubt, life just showers me with abundance, prosperity. It's all about being emotionally prepared and having that disposition, just the being that I'm ready. What I know is that the moment you say you are ready, something magical will happen. Ideas, strategies, and money will come through people, because you know what? You will be ready. Even your whole being would be ready, and it will be ready, I guarantee. When that happens, wow, there will be money coming your way. And when that happens, celebrate. Celebrate a new customer, a new client, a new opportunity. Celebrate it. Ninth move. Another very, very important move that helped me a lot. It was to network boldly. You know what I did? It didn't matter that I no longer had a title, that I was just myself, doing my own thing, my way, at my time, enjoying, working from home, wherever. And I started networking with like-minded people, people who inspired me, who encouraged me, even without saying anything. People I was comfortable with. I stayed away from toxic people, the people who discourage me and say it's too late. I stayed away from that company completely, and I enjoyed good company, whether it was physical, whether it was online. And today, here I am on YouTube. Again, this is a celebration of a community of people who find value in what I am about. So I encourage you, network boldly. Stay away from negaholics, toxic and noisy company, idle gossip. Stay away from that. It is poisonous. Finally, and this is what I'm going to say, the 10th move: celebrate financial success, no matter how small it is. If you are managing debts, celebrate paying off a debt. Start with small debts, you clear those and celebrate that. When one is gone, is one down. What is also important, as I've indicated, celebrate securing a client. I celebrated when I secured my first client 6 months after leaving my 9-to-5 job. It was a celebration. And you know what? That builds momentum and it attracts more wins. Do that and you will not look back. Celebrate. And the momentum, the positive attraction, because of the positive energy, you just allow more to come. Do that. I guarantee it works. If it happens that something resonated with you, remember to press the like button. Also subscribe and share this video with friends and other people you know who may benefit. And what I am inviting you to do right now, it's to comment, indicate what you would like me to share with you, because there are going to be other moves that I'm going to be sharing with you, because as I've indicated, confidence is wealth. And it's not just about money management, it is boldly living your life and your business, handling it with confidence. And when you do that, money comes because you do whatever you do with confidence, knowing that if it fails, you will start again, and whatever it takes, you will succeed. That is confidence. That is wealth. Thank you for watching. Indicate where you are watching from. Your comments, please, will be appreciated, and subscribe so that I continue to make these videos. I do not devalue your time. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.